News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Amy Morris. There's your closing bell for this Friday on Wall Street. It had a strong week, but ended on a quiet note as stocks held near all-time highs as we bring you closing numbers each day here at Bloomberg. The S&P 500 little changed on the downside, only losing about 3 points today. NASDAQ gained 98 points. The Dow lost 273 points. That's about 0.6%. The 10-year Treasury yield at 4.06% and the 2-year yield at 3.56%. Gemini space station shares jumped as much as 64% from their IPO price after the cryptocurrency exchange, led by the billionaire Winklevoss twins, raised $425 million in a packed week for U.S. listings. The trading gives Gemini a market value of more than $3.5 billion based on outstanding shares listed in its filings with the SEC. Gemini also joins a rush of crypto listings as the Trump administration embraced the industry and stablecoin legislation was signed into law. And Gemini ended their trading day at $32 per share. Sources tell Bloomberg Apple AI senior executive Robbie Walker is leaving the company. He was in charge of Siri until earlier this year, and after leaving that role, worked on a new AI-powered web search system to compete with Perplexity and ChatGPT. Walker's exit adds to an exodus of executives and engineers from Apple's AI division. Apple shares gained nearly 2% in regular trading. And we will get back to the market shortly, but first, Utah Governor Spencer Cox says investigators arrested 22-year-old Tyler Robinson after a family member alerted authorities that he had confessed or at least implied he was involved in the killing of conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU.
Investigators tell Bloomberg the family contacted their youth pastor, who also happened to be a task force officer, who then called the FBI. Governor Cox says the bullet casings found at the scene were engraved.
Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices, bulges, capital OWO, what's this, question mark. Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point."
Robinson is being held in county jail in Utah without bail. Authorities intend to file formal charges against him early next week. The Trump administration plans to present a new claim to CDC officials next week, linking child deaths to COVID shots. The Washington Post reports the findings appear to be based on information from the White House's Vaccine Adverse Event Reporting System, which contains unverified reports of side effects or bad experiences with vaccines. The data can be submitted by anyone. Shares of Moderna down 7% and Pfizer shares down 3% in regular trading. BlackRock executive Rick Rieder is rising up the list of contenders to serve as the next chair of the Fed after Jay Powell's term expires in May. Sources tell Bloomberg the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, interviewed Rieder in a 2-hour meeting to discuss monetary policy and other topics and was impressed with his career and understanding of the economy. Workers at Boeing have rejected that company's contract offer. Their strike in St. Louis continues. The union says Boeing's 5-year contract did not include a sufficient signing bonus relative to what other Boeing workers have received or a raise in 401k benefits. About 3,200 members of the union have been on strike since August 4th. President Trump says he'll send the National Guard to Memphis, Tennessee to address crime concerns there. The president told Fox News that the mayor's happy about it and that the governor is happy about the pending deployment. Democratic Mayor Paul Young pushed back. He says he did not ask for the National Guard and that he didn't think that was the way to fight crime. Tennessee's Republican Governor Bill Lee confirmed the deployment is coming and says he plans to speak with the president to work out details. Sources tell Bloomberg the Federal Trade Commission is investigating Amazon and Alphabet's Google. Bloomberg's Danny Berger.
According to our reporting, people familiar telling us that the FTC is looking at whether the two companies misled advertisers that place ads on their website. It's being probed by their Consumer Protection Unit on whether they properly disclose the terms and pricing for ads.
Bloomberg's Danny Berger. A grim reading for the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Survey, which unexpectedly dropped to 55.1 58.4 from 58.2 last month. University of Michigan Director of Surveys, Joanne Shu.
Not only are they expecting inflation to get worse over the next few years, but they're also increasingly expecting unemployment rates to rise as well.
The figures underscore consumers' anxiety about employment prospects and personal finances, with consumers also feeling squeezed by the persistence of high prices. Tesla recently unveiled a new pay package for Elon Musk that could see him gain more than $1 trillion in stock options. Tesla Board of Directors Chair Robin Denholm says the board stands behind Elon Musk.
Seeing him in the boardroom, but also understanding what motivates him, it's things that other people can't do. It's what the company could do that no other company could do. So those types of things are what are in this plan.
You can hear the entire interview with Tesla Board Chair Robin Denholm on the Bloomberg Talks podcast. That's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Amy Morris. This is Bloomberg.